the field for the first time tomorrow in their preseason opener against the Jaguars. However, it will still be a while before we get to see Aaron Rodgers in the black and yellow, as he's not expected to play, which we know how Swagger feels about that. All right, so let's listen to Rodgers, though, talking about the possibility of him playing in preseason.
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting conversation. I think Mike and I will have that at some point. I don't think it's in the plan for me to play this week, but whatever Mike wants to do, I'm fully on board. If he wants me to go out there and play, I'll play. If not, then I won't.
So the scripted question, y'all, Kmart, and I'm starting with you, is blanketly, should starting quarterbacks play in preseason games? But I want to amend it just a bit. I got to tweak it. Because I feel like this is a unique situation, considering what we talked about prior to the break. Should Aaron Rodgers, in a new organization, given his age, given his history, all those things, should Aaron Rodgers in particular see the field before we get to real action?
I want to see him.
Hold on, I said Kmart, whoever was in the back. Come on.
I want to see, and I'm not looking at him. I'm not going to look at Swagger.
Don't look at him.
I want to see him.
You can look at me, girl. You look beautiful.
I want to see him on the field. You know what? I get it. He's going to be 42 in December. He's 2 years removed from the Achilles. He hadn't been here all offseason. He just showed up when mini camp or training camp started. Like, I want to see him in this office. I want to see him with those players on the field. If something happens, like you can't play football scared, Swagoo. Like you got like.
Oh yeah, you can.
Okay, time out. We know where Swagoo is on this. So I say, where are you on this? In the case of Aaron Rodgers.
I'm going to modify and alter my thinking a little bit on this one and say I don't have any problem with Aaron Rodgers sitting down, but it's by default. Did you see the Steelers off season? They sat around and waited for Aaron Rodgers because they didn't have a damn quarterback. Okay, do you understand they didn't have a quarterback? It was literally, you know what? It was Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? And Skylar Thompson, if I remember correctly. No, that cannot happen, okay? So knowing that you had to do everything you could to wait for Aaron Rodgers, I don't give a damn if not only he doesn't play, but you got him in the massage room. You understand? Getting a massage, getting a pedicure, manicure, the whole bit. I don't give a damn what you wrap him in bubble wrap. I don't give a damn for desperate measures. And if that means you have to make sure you put this brother in a cocoon, I don't give a damn what you do with him to make sure that he's ready for week one and you got a quarterback for week one. Their situation is very, very different from anybody else's situation in the National Football League. That brother you protect at all costs until week one.
Now, explain to me how Joe Burrow,
I hope they don't start
T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase needs to play in the preseason. But Aaron Rodgers, you're good.
I'm with you.
You're good with him because I understand the age, I understand the injury history, but
that too.
But both of those quarterbacks are vital to their team.
I'm not saying one's not viable. I'm not saying one's not viable or one's more viable than the other. What I'm saying to you is that it's not just age, it's the desperation of the Steelers situation. It was so damn bad that guess what? You were lucky to get him. You literally had to sit there and wait and pray that he was going to come sign for you with $10 million.
So, okay,
you didn't have another option.
This begs two follow-ups. But real quick, Swagoo, you don't want to see him in the preseason.
Do I have to say anything?
Just making sure. Okay, got it. Now, to me, this conversation is heavily predicated on understanding what is a realistic expectation for the Steelers this upcoming season, though.
Yeah.
Because if I am just trying to move the needle to getting back to competent football, I mean, this is an organization that manages to win multiple.
The Steelers are expected to come in third place. The Cleveland Browns are expected to come in the last place. That's the expectation.
Okay,
but we expected that last year, and Mike Tomlin got him to the playoffs.
This is true.
Mike Tomlin, 18 years, never had a record less than 500. Okay, this brother's a Hall of Fame caliber coach. So we know he's the face of the franchise in terms of the culture builders, all of that. You've got to roll with that. Of course, I think the Steelers could defy odds and end up being in second place. They ain't winning the division, but do I think they could be in second place?
Competent quarterback play can put them in a solid situation.
As in the playoffs. I'm asking playoffs. Okay.
Right? Like that, but that's not an anomaly for this team.
Agreed.
They always squeak into the playoffs somehow.
They went to the playoffs with Duck Hodges.
So, come on.
So if you get Aaron Rodgers, I agree, bubble wrap him, all right, and hope that you can have somebody that can manage this offense. Right, we think it every time somebody gets a quarterback, like in New York, when Aaron showed up, we was like, oh, this offense, he throwing for 4,500 yards, and the defense was the reason why we were excited. So here we are again. in Pittsburgh. Hopefully he can stay healthy and play at a level enough to make sure that the Pittsburgh Steelers at least make people worry about the problems that they can cause offensively, and they'll have a solid season. This team is never, we don't have conversations about Mike Tomlin and this team not being in the playoffs. And in the league, all you trying to do is get into the tournament and hoping something else can happen. But don't put him out there, just like you shouldn't put Joe Burrow out.
I just need Steven to be consistent. That's all.
Okay, that's fair. We got more Steelers later because I am curious. Fluid, bringing that back. We ready?
Every situation is different.
We ready? We're going to do more Steelers later because I'm actually curious about the potential impact on a Mike Tomlin in terms of someone who you guys mentioned has established the culture in Pittsburgh. But we're going to take a little bit of pivot coming up in the show as we get ready to take a quick break.
And take a look ahead, to football this weekend with preseason week 1 watch. What are you watching for, Graz and Commanders Patriots?
The New England passing game doesn't look like it has evolved to the point where Drake May can fulfill the potential he showed in the second half of last season. They needed help at wide receiver. They needed help in pass protection on the offensive line. They went out and got some. Did they do enough in one off season to make this a viable passing offense around Drake May?
Woody, do you think Drake May can play the Patriots into the playoffs this year?
Yes. I'm bullish on the Patriots. Listen, they've changed 4/5 of their offensive line. Obviously brought in Stephon Diggs, but I think the biggest addition to the Patriots outside of Mike Vrabel is Josh McDaniels as the offensive coordinator. I think Josh McDaniels is one of the most heralded offensive coordinators that we've seen and that we've had in this league for decades. I think he's going to do wonders for Drake May, who, oh, by the way, I thought acquitted himself pretty well in one of the least talented Patriots rosters last year.
Yeah, I love Drake May, his attention to detail, especially in a Josh McDaniels system. Now, Kyle Williams, you have Stephon Diggs, you have Travion Henderson. You have some more weapons at your disposal this season for 2025, way more than you had in 2024.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Harry, let's go to you here. What are you watching for in the matchup that's going to be taking place between the Jets and the Packers? It's a fascinating one because you're looking at QB battles with the Jets. Not so much. Fields is obviously trying to hold down the job, but for the future. And then over with the Packers, you got Jordan Love trying to pop the share.
So number one, I'm going to go with Justin Fields. I want to see, can he play from the pocket consistently? We know Justin Fields has the athleticism. He can run the football, but can you be precise? Can you be consistent from the pocket? Can the wide receivers also catch the football? We've heard head coach Aaron Glenn talk about Justin Fields and his accuracy and giving the receivers a chance. But we also heard him saying that when he does give those receivers an opportunity, they have to catch the football. So can you consistently play from the pocket?
Wood, what's the likelihood that Fields can play the Jets into a wild card spot?
Yeah, listen, I like teams in the division a little bit more, but I think, okay, if we want to play, we want to put a positive spin on it, here's the recipe. The Jets going to be a very run-heavy team. They're going to lean on their offensive line. They got a three-headed attack in the backfield and a quarterback who's uber athletic. You play to that strength, and the Jets defense, they have talent on both sides of the ball. So if you want to look at it as how the Jets can get to the playoffs, that's the scenario.
Hey, Graz, when it comes to the Packers, Matthew Golden, the first-round pick, rookie wide receiver out of Texas, is he the key to unlocking Jordan Love?
I think the key to unlocking Jordan Love is Jordan Love being healthy. And Matthew Golden, he should be a great player, but I don't think like the wide receiver room in Green Bay was what was holding Jordan Love back. He got hurt in the opener last year, and I think it took a while for him to recover. This Packers team last year had the youngest roster in the NFL, still made the postseason. I think a fully healthy Jordan Love, adding Matthew Golden to an already strong wide receiver group, Josh Jacobs in the run game, an improved defense, a good offensive line. This Packer team has every reason, if it can keep its quarterback healthy, to believe it can contend for the Super Bowl this season.
Let's keep it in the NFC North. We've got a matchup between the Bears and the Dolphins. Wood, what do you want to see from Caleb Williams?
Well, we don't know if Caleb Williams is going to play in the first preseason game, but if he does, I want to see how the deconstruction project is going with Caleb Williams. And what I mean by that is we know the fundamentals have to start from the ground floor with him. How has Ben Johnson be able to build this young man back up, and how does it translate on the field if he were to play against the Miami Dolphins?
If he doesn't go tonight, but we do see him at some point this preseason, Harry Douglas, what do you want to see general, big picture?
So one of the big things, how effective can you be under center? We know that's a big part of Ben Johnson's offense. And also, can you play on schedule, play on time, and do the routine things routinely? That's big for Caleb Williams, especially when you're trying to operate a system that's orchestrated and being called by Ben Johnson. Sometimes you got to put the training wheels back on in order to take those training wheels off. That's what's happening right now in Chicago when it comes to Caleb Williams.
Cross, how much patience should we be giving Caleb Williams this year? I mean, if he doesn't come out and light the world on fire in week 1, so be it. But at some point, we need to see something under Ben Johnson, don't we?
Agreed. I think we need to see improvement. I think we should be patient with Caleb Williams because there's fundamental stuff that they're working with him on, like, operating from under center, something he hasn't done a lot. I think the Bears have a strong-looking roster around Caleb Williams, and that could make the on-field performance look better than what you would expect from a quarterback who's still learning as much as he is. And I think that's the Bears' hope, especially with a very difficult-looking early season schedule. But I think the key for the Bears and Caleb Williams this year is to get to the end of the season feeling better about his progress in this offense. See consistent improvement. Don't look overwhelmed by what everyone is giving you. And even then, if there's mistakes and there's hiccups, I think that's going to be acceptable to the Bears and to the fan base.
Our very own Courtney Cronin,